Hey there, this is Tim Gross from PianoGenius.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to play the bugle. And you might be thinking, wow, that sounds incredibly unhelpful to me, wanting to learn keyboards, bugle. But what I'm going to do is show you how to play the bugle on piano, because there's something that you may not know about the bugle, and that is that it can only play 3 notes. 3 notes, that is all. So you buy a bugle in a certain key. So if we bought a bugle in the key of C, it could play a C major scale, the 1 and the 3 and the 5 note of the C major scale. So that's a C chord, and it can play a couple octaves, so it can kind of cover all this. All right, so the most obvious recognizable song is Reveille, and it sounds like this. Okay, and the other really recognizable bugle song is Taps, which is a very slow song that feels very sad because they play it at funerals and important gatherings like that, and it goes like this. Okay, so one of the reasons I want to bring that up is, first of all, if you're interested in trying to learn to play melodies, those are pretty easy melodies to play because you know you've only got C, E, and G to play. So you might just want to sit down and try to play that. I also want to use it in the context of looking at song melodies because I don't read sheet music and most people don't understand how they could possibly play and remember melodies if they don't have the sheet music of the melody in front of them. And one of the ways is that it's very common that the melody is just obvious once you're able to put it in context of a song. So for instance, if you're trying to play a melody that's on the bugle, you know that it's only got, like this many notes. So whenever you're at a certain note and you know the melody is going to go up, you can probably figure it out, right? So I'm going to switch over to piano in just a second and start sort of accompanying myself with the left hand. And you know what? Maybe I'll just do that now. So hold on a second. Okay, so I just switched over to a piano sound, but obviously it's the same notes. Okay, so what I like to do with my left hand is play the 1 and the 5, and then I call this the 8, but it's just the higher 1. And so that's the kind of thing you can play with your left hand. And so if we were going to play taps, we could do something like this. And I don't know if you notice in the right hand, but sometimes you have to think about how to work your fingers up if you're going to go higher. If you're here and then you need to go up here, you kind of change your fingers around a little bit. But that might be a good little exercise for you to mess around with because it's all you're doing is using these notes. With your left hand, you're playing 1, 8, 5, 8. Up here, you're playing 5 and the 1 and the 3 and the 5. Sounds kind of nice, right? And this ringing, that's kind of like when they're playing taps with bagpipes. The bagpipes kind of ring the low note here while it plays, so that's the kind of thing. And the other thing is Reveille, and so with that we might go like 1 and then the 3, 5. I haven't even tried this, but... So there you go. So it's a way to think about melodies, and I think if you kind of mess around and try to play this, and you don't have to do it that fast, you slow it Reveille down. But it's a good little practice thing to get your hands working together, which, most people have complaints about when they're first starting out, like, how do I get my left hand and my right hand? Well, just get a pattern where you're just continuously going like this, and then try to figure out how to forget your left hand while you're playing the right hand. All right, so anyway, that's how you play the bugle, and it's interesting to be able to play something on the piano that's so limited that it just forces you that you can only play 3 different notes, and you might want to mess around with that and see if you can have a little bit of fun with it. We've got 1,000 other videos of little tips like this over on pianogenius.com. If you want to swing by, start watching, enjoy. See you there.